Your boy was in the building. That's right. Scary Terry was in the building as he was seen dapping up and hugging JD5's mom, and he even dapped up Josh Harris, the owner for the Washington Commanders. I'm hoping that they can get some type of deal done and we can resolve this matter sometime soon. But until then, we shall wait. Also, Deebo Samuels, he had left practice today with an injured hand. We don't know the severity of it. From the looks of it, he did an interview just after practice, and it seems that it's not a big deal. We shall see. Also, Brandon Coleman limped off the field, and your boy Trey Amos still doing his thing, representing for the Commanders secondary, and boy, oh boy, does he have a bright future. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Everything Commanders with your host, Dream Team Buddha. Hail to the Commanders.
All right, y'all, before we get into this episode, if you will, do your boy a favor, hit that subscribe button, turn the bell notification on so that way I can keep you in the know with everything Commanders. Now, let's get right into this episode. All right, y'all, so day 8 today. They took a practice off yesterday. They didn't practice on Friday, so they had a padded practice today. And yesterday, before we get into the practice of the day, yesterday, the bill was passed. We are moving the stadium back to DC. We was waiting for them to vote on it, and we did get enough votes for us to move the stadium back to home, to Washington, DC, where the stadium belongs. Now, a story came out back in, I'm going to say a few months ago, that we were trying to get the stadium moved back to DC, but we had a couple of bumps in the road, and it was going to delay the process. But now with them making some changes, and they make a couple edits and tweaks to the bill, they were able to come to some type of agreement like adults and, stamp the deal. And now that everything is moving forward, everything will still be on track. Now, let's get to the real news and notes of today's practice. So, like I said, your boy Terry McLaurin came to practice today. As always, it's good to see Terry McLaurin in the building, man. But it's just kind of weird, man. You just hear, and it's starting to look like he just don't want to practice. Like I told y'all, I'm an advocate for Terry McLaurin getting his money. Yes, I am. But the more and more I sit back and I look at this situation, and I begin to think like, okay, somebody gotta budge. Somebody gotta budge. I'm not mad at AP like I said the last time, and I'm gonna continue to not be mad at AP. I'm starting to come to terms with whatever happens, happen. Whatever happens, happen. But I do know this. If we ain't got Terry McLaurin on this team this year, the chances of getting making a deep run in the playoffs, I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't think we have another number one wide receiver on the team that's could actually do what Terry McLaurin does. Yes, Deebo Samuel is here. He is here. Noah Brown is here. KJ Osborne is here. Jeremy Lane. It's a whole lot of other receivers on this roster. Michael Gallup, Luke McCaffrey. I can go on and on and on. They even signed a wide receiver from the DC Defenders. But are they Terry McLaurin? Nah, I don't think so. And everybody know that they not Terry McLaurin. We need Terry McLaurin on this roster to actually carry out the plan of winning the Super Bowl this year. I think that he will play a major role in us getting this Super Bowl ring this year. We need the trophy. And the only way to do that is to have Terry McLaurin on this roster, which I think he will be on this roster. They just taking forever to get a deal done. Whether it's his agent or it's AP or it's Terry McLaurin, whoever it is, just get the deal done. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of talking about it. Next time I want to talk about it is when they get a deal done and Terry McLaurin is locked up for the next 2 to 3 years or 4 years or however many years it's going to be. Or worst case scenario, they happen to ship my boy out of here, which I don't think will happen. It don't make sense to do that. It really don't make any sense at all for them to trade Terry McLaurin at this time in the offseason. Most of the time when people do these holdouts, they get what they want. They get their deal done. Terry McLaurin is still on the last year of his contract extension, the first one. And he's owed like $23 million or something like that, if I'm not mistaken, this year. So he can't go nowhere anyway. Only thing that can happen is he could sit out the whole year. He just don't get no money. And even if he wanted to leave next year, we could just franchise tag him. So we hold all the cards. We still got the leverage with Terry McLaurin. And I hate to be talking like this towards Terry McLaurin, but Terry McLaurin is a commander for life, whether he like it or not, unless the team decides to give him his walking papers and let him leave. But I doubt if they do that, because what benefit do we get from that? What benefit do we get from that? So yeah, unless somebody gonna throw out the whole house to us and give us draft capitals, players. This the trade situation. It was Terry McLaurin's last move. Only thing he could do after this is sit out for the whole season. Other than that, ain't nothing too much he could do. But we hold all the cards. So we're gonna move right along and get up off Terry McLaurin. Like I said, Deebo Samuel was out there today, and he was doing his thing or whatever the case may be. And I'm not sure. I seen a post earlier while they were at practice. I'm not there. I'm at home in the studio. And I saw that Deebo Samuel dropped a pass. He broke down the seam, and JD5 hit him with a dart, but he dropped the ball or whatever the case may be. And then I came back a few minutes later, maybe 20 minutes or so, as practice was coming to an end, and Deebo Samuel's hurt his hand. And I'm not too sure if he hurt his hand on that pass or when he hurt his hand, but he hurt his hand, you know what I'm saying? But from the looks of it, I seen him doing an interview with NFL Network inside training camp. They are in Ashburn, and they pretty much go to each team training camp, and they do interviews. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just get on NFL Network. You will see what I'm talking about. But they sat down with Deebo Samuel, and he looked normal. He looked fine. He probably tweaked something in his hand. Whatever the case may be, we could just rest him. We don't even need Deebo Samuel to play this preseason. It's no big deal. Even though the team ain't put no news out yet that he's hurt, but he just tweaked his hand. Some of the beat reporters that's there, they seen it and then they made note of it. So it is what it is. But Brandon Coleman was seen limping off the field. So we'll see how that plays out. It's gonna be real crucial that he stay on top of his game, so that way he can continue with his training camp battle with Nick Allegretti at the guard position, because he will be moving to guard. He already moved to guard, so he needs to be healthy. Your best ability is your availability. So with him nicking himself up, that ain't a good look. Also, Cashmere Allen had a great day today. Luke McCaffrey was having somewhat of a bad day today in the last practice, but they said he redeemed himself today. He caught a catch down the sideline, and he needed that. JP Finley said he needed that. I seen, and shout out to Skylar Nelson for getting us these news and notes that I'm going over right now. But Luke McCaffrey, he's one of the guys that we hope that he could have a big year contributing to the Commanders' offense. Last year, he really didn't have much of a role, but he was worked in somewhat last year. They had him on special teams. They had him in a few games. He got a couple catches. He was able to block, but we want to see him. We want that McCaffrey pedigree to show up on the screen, man. So hopefully he can, get in his bag and we can get more production out of him this year. We shall see. And Jeremy Lane has been nothing but a standout this entire offseason, man. The speedster out of Virginia. We're gonna need him. He won't only be the punt returner, kick returner, but it's gonna be a blessing to see him out there, because we're gonna need that type of speed. All it's gonna take is one dot from Terry McLaurin. One dot from JD5 over the middle, and he's gonna take it to the house. He's a strong runner. You know what I'm saying? He bounced off defenders. So I think Jeremy Lane gonna do some good things for us this year. We just gotta. I'm just looking forward to seeing how he's gonna look in the preseason, because I'm pretty sure that he will get a lot of play time this preseason. So I'm looking forward to seeing all the rookies. You know what I'm saying? You got the training camp battles all over the field. Coach DQ talked about that before practice. He spoke on all the training camp position battles, where though it's the right tackle with Josh Connolly and Andrew Wiley, whether it's Brandon Coleman and Nick Allegretti, you know what I'm saying, or whether it's Jeremy Newton, Jazon Newton and Javon Kinlaw, like it's competition all over the field. And he even spoke on Sam Hartman and Josh. I can't think of his last name. It's not coming to mind right now, but the quarterback. You know, we got 4 quarterbacks. We only gonna keep 3. One of them going on the practice squad. And I doubt Josh going to practice squad. If he loses, he's just gonna be a free agent. So, you know how DQ coach, they like to preach this competition, and that gets the best out of players naturally. You know what I'm saying? Make them compete. The best man wins. So, yeah, your boy Trey Amos, man. Shout out to the nephew. I'm drinking their juice. They don't even know. But your boy Trey Amos, he looking good, man. Them 3, should I say. Trey Amos, Jeremy Lane, and Bill, JCM. They are killing camp, dog. And we need that. We only had 5 draft picks. And so far, so good. We heard very few things about K. Madrano, but when I did hear something about him, it's been all good things. You know what I'm saying? But we've heard a lot about Josh Connolly. We heard a lot about Jeremy Lane. We heard a lot about Trey Amos. And then we heard a lot about Bill. Bill really been doing his thing. Them boys been standing out. So I'm looking forward to seeing them guys in these preseason games coming up. Definitely going to have my eyes glued to the screen. And hopefully we see what everybody else been seeing at practice, because it seemed like Bill might be the one. And I love my boy B-Rob, but at the end of the day, it's no longer a one-man show unless you Saquon Barkley. And we ain't got no Saquon Barkley over here. So we shall see how that turn out. But anyway, that's going to do it for your boy. Training camp, day 8, news and notes. Shout out to Skylar Nelson and JP Finley and Nikki Jabala and everybody else that's at training camp, help getting us these notes, these news and notes. But I appreciate that. For you all getting us these notes for the people that ain't there. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, if you're new to the channel and you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn the bell notifications on so that way I can keep you in the know with everything Commanders. Long live my brother Rico. I love you, boy. I'm telling you, I'm never going to let your name die. We're going to keep it long live forever. I love you. Before I get out of here, left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Let's get it. Pay Scary Terry. Let's get it.